Hi everyone, today we're taking a look at the Figma Skull Knight from Berserk DX Edition. Hey guys, so here we have Skull Knight out of his package with his horse. Yes, he has his horse because this is the DX Edition. This guy just released on the 26th. Good Smile Company shipped him very quickly to me. I do have some problems with that, which we'll be going over. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the action figures, starting with Skull Knight. He looks absolutely phenomenal. I've been waiting for this version, not even just this version, I've been waiting for this character to be done for years now. And not just this character, but we got him in a year where we also got Nosferatu Zod. So 2025, say what you will about the year overall, it got some big grails out of the way for me. As you can see, Figma did very well on the sculpted detail on this guy. 160 here, or 180. I can't talk today, but that's okay. He is very manga accurate. Great details. Kind of move his. I'll get into this later. His shoulders are on just ball pegs back here, but you can see some of the detail in the feet. Lots of great paint, lots of good molding, sculpt. His eyes, and I think you can kind of pick it up in the video here, they kind of have a shiny effect, but depending on how the light hits it, I really like it. Yeah, he looks great. So if you do not know who Skull Knight is, let me go ahead and give you a quick refresher. He is from the manga Berserk by Kentaro Miura. He may or may not be Emperor Geiserik, who used to be kind of this conquering warlord hero who united all of Midland. Long story short, becomes a soul trapped in a suit of armor. He is a mentor figure to Guts, and he opposes the villainous God Hand with his Spectral steed, as we see in the back. Let's go ahead and take a look at this horse as well. So, Skull Knight, if you get the basic version, he's about $80 from Good Smile. This version was $120 with the horse, and honestly, I was like, well, you might as well get the horse because Skull Knight. Number one, the price is too good for both of them, considering that he did Passion Guts from Figuarts and Zod from Figuarts were both like $130. Let's see if we can focus on this. There we go. The horse is fully articulated, as you can see here. That's another thing. But yeah, so the price on this guy for what he comes with is really, really nice. You're getting a full 6-inch figure with a bunch of accessories, and you're getting his the horse has never been given a name to my knowledge. I think it's usually just called like a horse or Spectral steed. Look at the fucking look at, I'm so excited. Look at the detail on that. He has cloth, not bendy wire, but he has cloth good drapery, and his legs, as you can see, are articulated. He has a peg hole, if I can see it here, peg hole on the bottom of his tummy. The horse is just really, really well done. Nice paint shading, nice detail. He looks mean. And yes, I will be bringing out the Tamashii horse to compare. Let's be honest, there's no comparison to this. So actually, let's go ahead and I've lost my thought. So I was talking about price. Yeah, so $120 for these guys. That's US American dollars. I can't remember what the yen price was, but one thing that I did not like about this figure is that, so I pre-ordered it before tariffs and everything came into place. So it was $120 and then $20 more to ship it. Not a big deal, $140. We are there. What ended up happening, of course, with tariffs and duties, that $140 became almost $200. It was $51 COD from UPS for this. If it was any other toy line, if it was ever any other figure, any other license, I may have just told them to keep it at that price. But Skull Knight, I'm such a huge Berserk fan. I'm a sucker for it. I kind of went, you know what? Let's at least once, because I feel like I'm kind of nearing the end of a lot of my collections. So, but Now that we're done with that, let's do a quick comparison with the horses, and then we're going to do a comparison with Skull Knight and some other figures. So here are the two horses side by side together. I'm not going to take Griffith off because he's kind of a nuisance to get on there. As you can see, the Tamashii horse is much larger than what we were getting from Figma. However, the sculpt and design work on the Figma one, I do believe, is better. Also, this is just a statue. The equivalent of a 1980s horse that you would get from like Imperial or something. It just sits there, which would be fine if it wasn't for the price that this commands. This was a $150 set, whereas $120 for Skull Knight with a fully articulated horse. So when it comes to what you're getting your bang for your buck, Figma wins instantly. Here is Skull Knight in all of his glory. Let's see how he stacks up to some other figures. First and foremost, let's go ahead and bring out the Figma Berserker armor. However, I don't have the Guts head on it. I do have the Skull Knight head on this. Alright. So Figma to Figma, I think this works. Skull Knight is supposed to kind of tower over some people. That looks good. That's really the only Figma I kind of want to compare it to, because I will say, for as much as I've been kind of crapping on Figuarts in this review so far, I do believe that Figuarts is putting out the objectively better figures outside of Skull Knight. So let's go ahead and get him next to his adversary in Zod. I've been waiting to put these two side by side for a while now. And while I do think that Zod could be a little bit larger, I do like that they look good next together. I mean, Zod is supposed to be larger, Skull Knight is supposed to be a little bit smaller. They look fine. Alright, let's move the Figma out of the way. And then let's get in the SH Figuarts Black Swordsman Guts reissue. See if I can get him here. Alright. Stay, there we go. Now that we have our size comparisons out of the way, I'm sure you guys are like, Lucas, you spent $120 on this figure. Actually, no, you spent almost $200 on this figure. Lucas, what does he come with? What makes him worth this much money to you? Well, first off, like I said, I'm a sucker for Berserk stuff. Second off, for $120, you're getting a very well sculpted, very well painted, very well articulated Skull Knight. You're getting his Spectral steed. In addition to that, you're getting a bunch of accessories. So first, we're going to lead off with, he does come with his sword. Go ahead and focus in on that. I think I might need a little bit more light for this. Okay, so you do get his sword. Not only do you get his sword, you also get his sword of actuation. This is his Balet sword that he uses after he swallows a bunch of Balets. It allows him to open rifts in the world and travel between portals. It's kind of a shorthand on that. Really nice translucent blue plastic, and you see the difference between these swords. He does have rose and thorn motifs. And one thing about the swords, because Japan is, maybe not Japan, maybe the import companies. The import companies are weird about this. So he does have, we'll get to this real quick, then we'll do. So he has gesturing hand, gripping hand, and fist. Open palm hand, fist, gripping hand. The gripping hands are less for the swords and more for the reins of the horse. Why is that? Because Japan is weird. You actually unpeg these from the hilt, and he comes with a hand, which I do have on there right now. His hand that the hilt is molded into. So you're not going to lose that hand with the sword on it. Same thing with the shield. This is the third Figma that I have had with a shield, and this is so far honestly the best one, because what you do is, here's his normal hand with the gesturing hand there. You just slide this off, and you slide, so the shield is already attached to this, and you can pop it off for the horse. I'll get to that in a second. You just pop the whole hand on, so it's one piece right from here to here. It works better than Goblin Slayer. It works better than the Demon Souls Knight. I will tell you that. Go ahead and look at that. Look at the detail. So there is that. But Lucas, does he come with anything else? So we went over his hands, we went over his arms, we went over his weapons. Of course, he comes with accessories, and I do recommend you read the accessories if you get him. As you can see here, here's how you take the shield off, and then you can pop that shield onto the horse. I'll show you guys that here in just a second. So what does that mean? So this piece, I'm not going to do it because I will say one negative of this figure so far is that the shield arm in general was hard to get on because it came with this clear peg in there and it was embedded in there. I had to do a lot of heat to make sure it didn't snap off in there. So I am a little trepidatious about doing that. But what you do is you pop off the shield. The shield has a peg. You pop it on there. And from there, you put that clear peg into the side. There's a hole right there. I'll show you guys. Right there. So it just pegs onto the side of the horse. No big deal. So Lucas, what is this peg that you showed? Well, this is the peg that you will lose immediately. And you don't really need, what this does is the saddle of the horse pops off to make it easier to put him on there, and the saddle has a hole peg. You put that piece in the hole peg and it plugs into his butt, which makes it easier for him to ride the horse. That said, I dropped it last night, almost lost it forever. So I will not be using that piece. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about one of the other accessories that he comes with. I'm sorry, I'm a little disjointed right now. I'm putting his accessories back in the bag. He comes with, of course, he comes with a Figma stand. Just your typical one that you see on most releases. Easy there, Skull Knight. And the horse itself also gets a heavy-duty stand. And it does work very well. So, I'll show you guys that here in a minute. But because I ordered it from Good Smile Company, grab this, you do get the GSC bonus, which is a Berserk plate for the stand. I also forgot he comes with a replacement wrist peg, which I will hopefully not need, but I'm glad to have. So we are going to move on to articulation. And I'm really impressed with how Skull Knight moves. I've had some Figma Berserk figures not move very well. I've had some import figures not move very well. He moves well. Let's go ahead and start though with his horse. So his horse does have a hinge at the neck to look up and down. And it does do side to side pretty well. The horse head itself does look up and it does look down. A little bit of side to side there. Legs are articulated. They can come out and in and up. Nice bend. Even his hooves are articulated. I assume it's a he. I'm not really sure. And then back here, same verse as the first. Everything's moving very well. It actually comes laying down in the package, which is really nice. And then back here, the tail is also on a Figma joint. No articulation in the midsection. It is just stiff, but that's fine. He does, number one, he does more than the Figure Arts horse. Number two, he does pretty much what you're going to need him to do. Really like the range in the neck there. All right, not last but not least. But all right, guys, now we have the star of the show, Figma, Good Smile Company, Skull Knight. So here we're gonna start here at the top. We get not a ton of up, not really any up at all. Decent down. Spikes do make it hard to articulate, but he does have some personality poses there. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the shoulder pads are on a ball joint, so they do move, they do get out of the way okay, but they are going to hinder his arm articulation. So go ahead. It does have bendy wire cape, so articulation point right there. Arms are going to come up. Like that. Arms do have a slight butterfly joint. Can we see it better there? Not really. Arms do have a butterfly joint. Come in and out. Bicep movement. He is double jointed and pinless, as to be expected at this price range. Just regular Figma joint there. This hand doesn't get a ton of movement, as you can see. The other hands do. And I will say, as far as like swapping the hands out, the design of his hands, because there's that claw there, does make it hard to get them in and out. So no figure is perfect, as much as I do really enjoy this figure. Not perfect. And you can see I do have a little bit of gappage right there. He does kind of shine in the torso. Nice movement there. Real nice forward crunch from the king. Ooh, real nice forward, real nice back. Which he'll need some of this articulation to get on that horse. This piece moves out of the way okay, not great. And I will also say he does have a thigh swivel down there, and he can come out. Ooh, pretty, not a ton. And he does come up well. Double jointed. Come down. He does have rockers. He has maximum toes. And you'll notice I don't want to push this figure super hard. I just got him. So I am a little scared. I get less scared of a figure the more I play with it, typically. So far, and so I mentioned some negatives, like the little gap there, and the shoulder's not moving a ton out of the way, and it's not moving a ton, which isn't deal breakers. I still really enjoy this figure. One thing I am a little afraid of is, and this is just the character design, Mira. I'm afraid that at some point these are going to snap off while I'm articulating the head. However, this might be more of a display piece. And then one negative I had is that when I got him, his hips were very squeaky. Dish detergent seems to have fixed most of the problem. No drop down hips. Seems to have fixed it, but it is still work in progress. Once again, some detail on that. We're going to put him on his Spectral steed, and then we're going to give our final thoughts. All right, we're going to try to do this on camera. Historically, I'm bad at doing things on camera. It seems like a lot of toy reviewers are. So. Oh, you can see that just pops right off sometimes. Pop that right back on. I will say his left arm is a little bit harder to engineer, to move than his right. I don't know what's. It doesn't feel. I don't know. It's just. It feels like it's almost in an awkward position. So we're going to pop this leg up and pop this leg up. Spread him a little. Spread him a little bit, bud. Come down here. Put him on this. And then he does have stirrups. Cow. Turn it inward. Alright. There you go. My boy. My sweet, beautiful baby boy. He's on there. Not the most regal fellow with his little footsies out, but he is on his horse. And there you have the Figma Good Smile Company Skull Knight. And the question is he worth it at $120? At $120 plus shipping, I really do. I think he is worth it. He looks amazing. It would not surprise me if in a year this figure doubles in price, just because a lot of the Berserk Figma stuff does. But I will also say, as much as I complained about the import and duties, the tariffs, I will say I looked at Big Bad Toy Store and the price is $150 for the Skull Knight. After shipping, after taxes, you're going to be right in the ballpark. You might save a little bit of money at this point looking at him from buying domestic, but I don't know. The whole toy hobby right now is not a fun place to be, but that is going to do it for me. That is going to do it for Skull Knight. I'm going to get some pictures of this guy because I've been itching to do it all day. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, all that jazz, and I will see you on the next round.